Hey guys, Sam here at NA Studios. I want to show you a little trick for something you can do in verses that will lift it without getting in the way of the vocal. So this is kind of a pop punk track, and it starts off with full-on power chords, you know, and then in the verse it comes down and we come onto the floor tom. Now I've just this second finished tracking drums for this. So this is what it sounds like at the moment. I want to play you the verse where it goes onto the floor tom and it just sounds a little bit empty. Here it is. Standard kind of pop punk verse. So what I did is I've popped in a little picked bit. It sounds like this. Which is fine, it sounds cool. But I thought to myself, well, it sounds good, but how can I improve that even more? How can I make that even better? So here's what I've done. I've doubled that, and then I've panned one to the left slightly and one to the right slightly, just creating a little bit more room for the vocals in the centre. I've dropped the volume of them because I've doubled them. Take that down to the same amount, 17.6. So let's hear them both together. Bring that back. Cool. And then I've got a tape delay on each of them. So that's the one on the left and that's the one on the right. So I've got a 16th note tape delay on both of them. One of them is set to a slightly more of the effect than the other one, just to create a very slightly different stereo effect. But they are the same delay. So I've got a 16th note delay, and the notes that they're playing are 8th notes. So they're actually playing quavers, but the delay is semi-quaver. So let's hear them on their own without the delay, and then I'll pop the delay in. So I'll take that one off, and then they're both off. Excellent. Okay, let's hear it without, and then hear it with. And then let's put it on. Okay, so it kind of doubles what's being played, which fills it out a lot more. But I thought, well, how can I go a little bit further? And with this artist, we've often done a lot of little synth bits and trying to take it away from your standard kind of pop punk stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I went onto a synth, and this is Logic's own Alchemy. One thing that I like about Alchemy is I like the kind of plucked sounds. So this was a preset 80s synth pop lead, and then I went on to the muffled pick sound over here, but I took that slightly over to a bit more of a sustained sound. So have a listen to that on its own, the synth pluck. It's got a real kind of 80s feel to it. That when you pop that in with those picked guitars, take it out. That's the crunch. The pluck is the mid-range honkiness and kind of the body of it. So let's hear that whole section without any of that picking. Let's bring in the guitars. And then the pluck. Cool. I like that. I think it lifts it a little bit. It still leaves room for the vocal in the centre. We've got that pluck there, but the pluck is quite low compared to the overall volume of the guitars. Guitars are just spread a little bit, so minus 20 and 20 just brings a little bit of width to it, leaves some room for the vocals in the middle. All right, thanks for checking it out. As ever, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you know what's coming up with some handy tips and tricks. Lots more Logic stuff coming up, and then I'm going to be doing some bits for these drums that I've just recorded. All right, take care.